Alrighty, let's get this started, shall we? Welcome. Uh, uh, Figured I'd give this a shot, you know. So yeah, uh, decided that I wanted to do this recording thing. I've got a few buddies of mine that they started recording their gameplay and stuff like that. And, I figured it looked fun. I figured I might want to give it a shot. So I'm gonna start out with one of my old childhood games, Jak and Daxter. Funny enough, this wasn't the first game I ever played. It was actually a game called Freestyle on the PS2, which I'll go ahead and say now my first ever console that I remember playing. I've got a bad memory. But was a game called Freestyle on the PS2. It was like some dirt bike racing game or something like that. Anyway, before I get started, sorry in advance if there's lagging on the game side, or there's frame drops, or there's just random stuff. I am currently in the process of getting new hardware soonish, hopefully, so I can actually emulate these games at a reliable frame rate and no dips or anything like that. But yeah, let's get this started, shall we? Let's start a new game. As you can see, I've got two kind of test files, but yeah. There's gonna be a lot of cutscenes in the beginning, so I'm not gonna be talking as much. But if you kind of hear me in the background, I do apologize. I'm kind of new to this, so the first few videos will need to iron out some stuff. But yeah, let's get this started.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find. Who were the precursors? Why did they create the vast monoliths that litter our planet? How did they harness eco, the life energy of the world? What was their purpose, and why did they vanish? I have asked the plants, but they do not remember. The plants have asked the rocks, but the rocks do not recall. Even the rocks do not recall. Every bone in my body tells me that the answers rest on the shoulders of a young boy, oblivious to his destiny, uninterested in the search for truth, and rejecting of my guidance. And why would he want to listen to old Samus the Sage anyway? I'm only the master of green eco, one of the wisest men on the planet. So it seems the answer begins not with careful research or sensible thinking. Nay, as with many of fate's mysteries, it begins with but a small act of disobedience.
Hey! Jack, old green stuff told us not to come here.
Continue your search for artifacts and eco. If the locals possess precursor items, you know what to do.
Deal harshly with anybody who strays from the village. We will attack it in due time.
What are we doing here anyway, Jack? This place gives me the creeps. Huh? Oh, stupid precursor junk. Eek! What is that dark ooze? It sure don't look friendly. The sage yaps on about the precursors that built this place all the time. Where did they go? Why did they build this crud? Now, I like precursor orbs and power cells as much as the next guy. But if you ask me, they must have been real losers. Wow! How did you do that? Wait, we're in trouble! Ow! Man, that stung! I told you we shouldn't have come here, and you listened! What? Okay, okay. I'm fine. I'm fine.
What in green tarnation do you two want?
They was, I was...
Don't tell me. Instead of heeding my wisdom, the two of you went mucking around in the only place that I told you not to go. Misty Island.
That's right, and then...
And Daxter, you finally took a much-needed bath, but in a bathtub filled with dark eco.
Look, old man, are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna help me out of this mess?
I'm gonna keep yapping, because in my professional opinion, the change is an improvement. And besides, I couldn't help you if I wanted to.
What?
There's only one person who has studied Dark Eco long enough to have a chance at returning you to your previous form. Carl Acheron, the Sage. But he lives far to the north. Far, far to the north. Nobody has spoken to him in ages. I would teleport you there, but I can't do that either. None of the three sages that maintain the other teleporter gates have seen fit to turn their ends on for quite a while. The only other way north is by foot through the Fire Canyon, but its volcanic soil is hot enough to melt precursor metal. You can't just walk through it.
But you could fly over it if you had a zoomer equipped with a heat shield. I just happen to be working on such a thing at this very moment. All I would need is 20 power cells to give it enough energy to withstand the canyon's heat. Isn't that right, Daddy?
Yes, Kira, that might work. But where are a boy and a half going to get 20 power cells?
From the villagers. Most of them have a power cell or two stashed away somewhere. And even if they aren't willing to just give them away, greasing their palms with a few precursor orbs should do the trick. And I bet there are even more of them out in the wilds just waiting for some brave adventurer to find.
Well, we've got the brave adventurer at least.
Brave adventurer? You two couldn't find your way out of the village without training. Before you do anything else, you better go through the warp gate and get some practice on Geyser Rock.
We won't find any more of that dark gooey eco stuff, will we? Cause I'd hate to fall in again and turn into you.
Get in there before I turn you both into ferns.
Alrighty.
This device is a communicator. With it, my father and I can give you advice at any time during your quest.
Alrighty. So yeah, as you can see, something I was noticing during the cutscenes was, just for example, the last part of the cutscene was, just look, if you looked a little bit to the right, you could just see Kira just kind of like staring off into the side. I don't think you're supposed to see that. Excuse me. Something with the aspect ratio or something like that on the emulator. I have no idea. But that was making me chuckle a little bit. During the cutscene, you probably couldn't hear it. But yeah. This right here is kind of like the life of the game. If you look on the top left, it's you got 3 kind of like hit points or little hits you can take, and then if you get this one, the 50 on the top left, you'll get another hit, so it's technically like 4. But yeah, these are all the, and then all the rest of this is the collectibles of this game, because this game is a collectathon. And on the bottom right, that's kind of like a meter for eco storing power, because Jack is the main character. Well, Jack and Daxter, but yeah, Daxter's more a comedy relief, honestly, in this game. But yeah, these floating egg-shaped things are precursor orbs. Collect enough of them, and some of the villagers will give you a power cell in exchange. Yeah. For some reason, I thought she was gonna, like, when I picked it up, she was gonna immediately start talking about it, but, you know, I guess this game's kind of weird. Yeah, these are some of the collectibles, one of them, that you'll need in order to get more of those things over there. Which I'm pretty sure she will say in just a second.
This is a power cell, the most important precursor artifact you can find. You need to collect 20 of these so I can power the heat shield for your A-Grab zoomer.
Yeah, they're power cells. And if you watch this, talking about saving all of it. Yeah, those are another one of the big collectibles, the power cells. And if you kind of notice, whenever you grab one, they kind of do a little dance and all. It's kind of funny, you know. This game has so many good memories behind it back whenever.
Hey, you found one of my scout flies. I sent 7 of them to each area to look for power cells, but the lurkers must have captured them all.
Yeah, as I was saying, kind of very good memories behind this. I remember being like 8 years old or something like that when I was able to play my father's PS2, because I think he got hurt on the job he was doing at the time, and he had to be kind of not really at the workplace and all that for a while, so he bought a PS2 and just played some video games. And I remember being a kid and just watching him play it and just being so fascinated with it and just loving it. And then one day he just gave me the controller. He's like, "Here you go, son. You know, why don't you try playing?" And that was it. That was the moment where I just got hooked, you know. But yeah, as you can see, when you collect all 7 of those scout flies, you get a power cell.
Wow, that last scout fly had a power cell. I'll bet if you collect all 7 in each area, you can find even more power cells.
Yeah, Silent's gonna have a lot of talking and stuff, son. I'm gonna try not to talk during cutscenes and all that stuff, just to kind of make sure that whatever's being said is heard, you know.
That's Blue Eco, which contains the energy of motion. Blue Eco allows you to run fast, break boxes, and even activate some precursor artifacts when you get near them.
Started clipping again. I don't know what's causing that. I honestly have no idea.
How each Blue Eco cluster you pick up increases the time you can use its power.
Oh god, never seen it. Started getting clipped on the side of the thing.
This is a precursor door. It can only be opened by approaching the door while channeling Blue Eco through your body.
Yeah, we'll come across those as time goes on.
That's a Blue Eco vent. More concentrated than the floating clusters. This vent will give you a full charge of Blue Eco, letting you use it for the maximum time.
Yeah, we'll come across these as well as the world kind of opens up various, and then you'll see, like, it'll be with different various color ecos and all that. Yeah, open the door, get a power cell for our troubles, you know. Gotta emphasize the whole collecting these things.
Good work. Blue Eco caused the door to open. With Blue Eco, you can breathe energy into all
Make sure I
kinds
collected
of
everything.
precursor artifacts that have lain dormant for years. Those little green balls of energy on the ground are a type of eco. Pick up 50 small green ecos or one big green one to increase your health.
Yeah, that's kind of the life system of this game, as I was saying. Once you get 50, they kind of don't really have a use for them anymore.
You can jump once, then jump again in the air to reach even higher ledges.
As you can see, They've collected all 50. There is a certain amount of precursor orbs in every single area of the game. Every single area. When you collect all of them, it kind of gives you a little thing to let you know, hey, you've collected all the precursor orbs in this area. And if we hit the pause menu, you'll be able to see how many you've collected in the area and how many total. As you can see, there's 2,000. So there's a lot. There's a lot of collecting to do in this game. There we got 3 power cells, and the ones that's hollowed out is wrong button. But yeah, is right there. So when you collect them, it kind of tells you where you got them from. So if you ever need help, like tracking which ones you have, you know, you can just look there. Scout flies. You can see there's 112 in this game, which I should be able to get every single one without having to backtrack too much, because there's some areas you have to backtrack to, like near the end of the game. It's just you have to. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab this power cell. And then let's hit this platform. You can see some platforms like that. We'll come across more like this, like these in the world as time goes on. But yeah, here's a little teleporter. And go to use it. As you can see, it just goes to Samos's hut. But as time goes on, the world opens up. We'll be able to teleport to more places and, you know, explore the world more. Because the one thing I love about this game is that it's very open, except for like a few loading screens, like typical, you know, traditional loading screens. This game is pretty much just open, completely open. Barely any loading screens. You can go wherever you see, you can go, except for like, you know, the ocean and like 1 or 2 like certain spots in the game that they kind of just put there, and it's like, why would you put that there if you can't go to it? But 99% of the world you can literally look at, go to, and I love it. Like, as a kid, I was so fascinated with this stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and teleport back to Samos's hut, and there's gonna be a cutscene, so I'll shut up.
You found all of the power cells on the island. Good training, boys, but that's nothing compared to the challenges that lie ahead.
Then no problem. We got the moves, eh, Jack? We'd love to stay in chat, Big Green, but we're itching to get on with our adventures.
Fine, fine. Adventure away then. And while you're out adventuring, why don't you make yourself useful? My darn green eco-collectors are clogged up again. Head out to the far side of the beach and clear them out, why don't you? Follow the lamps. They'll take you right there. Now, all of you, get out of here!
But yeah, as you can, if you probably noticed during the beginning of the cutscene, you just saw Samos just sitting there posing to the right. Another one of the whole the whole emulator thing, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying, if you look all around here, you can go to every one of these little places, and this is the first village, I guess you'd say, or hub. It's not really a hub world because you don't really come back to here after you get everything in this big old area. But yeah, it's just a big open game. As you can see over there, that's Geyser Rock, where we just came from. There's Kira over there. There's a cutscene for her. I'll go over there and talk to her. But yeah, there's Misty Island, you know. Like I said, you can go to like 99% of the stuff in this world, and like I said, the world is just so huge. You can just go to everything, and there's barely any cutscenes. And you gotta think about it, this was made back on the PS2, when there was like Resident Evil and stuff like that, you know. Just, it was a very good feat for its time, because, you know, every other game, no game had done what Naughty Dog was trying to do here. And, you know, of course, Naughty Dog nowadays, we've got Last of Us 2, and that fucking train wreck. I'm not even gonna get on to that conversation. But yeah, this is the old classic Naughty Dog, the good Naughty Dog. You know, the one that actually cared about their games and didn't shove an agenda down your throat. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. But yeah, I think we'll just go talk to Kira, and then I think I'll just end it for today. You know.
Hey, baby. What do you say you and I go cruising on this A-grad Zoomer?
Rule number 1, I don't date animals.
Ah, you don't know what you're missing.
Listen, if you need something to keep you busy, my father always talked about an ancient precursor pipeline hidden deep underground. Some of these pipes end in vents from which eco flows freely, and some have been capped off so that the eco is sealed back. There must be a way to turn the capped vents on. I traced part of the pipeline back to the Forbidden Temple. Maybe you should look there for some type of switch.
But yeah, as you can see there, they kind of, if you ever got stuck or anything, you can just come back to Samos or Kira or anybody else in this world and just talk to them, and they'll usually give you like a general idea on where to go. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here for now. But yeah,
Get this heat shield working.
if you manage to come across this channel, if you actually, and then I appreciate it and welcome. If you manage to stay and watch the whole video, I do appreciate it. This is kind of a new hobby I'm wanting to pick up, you know, just kind of share my experiences with games that I've played, some of my childhood games, and kind of work my way up. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching.